same. I don't know. So these are the balance. Now once you balance, you are where is the boat? It's in the river, right? So what's affecting the boat? The currents. The currents represent the currents in your mind. So they're representative of the reflection in the boat. See, I'm an engineer, so I have to draw a little figure so you can remember this little guy, the navigator. We are all navigators of the brook. See, we create the flow of our actions. You know, you've heard that before, but this model does that. Because the way you paddle, the next action, it depends on how you paddle now. But you can't worry about the past, because the water that's flown past, like, you know, Da Vinci said, you know, I can only put my hand in the water once, because I can only touch that was there before, moment before and what is now, right? So you only really went. So that's a very powerful concept to think about water. So that's the third, manage your desires. So this is the four, and the fourth one, you are not in it alone. That gentleman said leaders and followers. So you have to understand the other navigators of the brook. That's why we made you do this. Because you can now understand, once you understand what the characteristics are, you can develop your own model. This is just a model, one that you can use. This is my way. And it's unique. It's different. How many of you have seen this kind of concept about leadership before? You just know this is what leaders are. I'm just saying this is how you can determine what leaders should be or what anybody should be. So these are the four principles for action. And leadership becomes a subset. Any ship or any way, management, entrepreneurship, you can understand. So this, in the sense, this workshop is about purposeful action more, and purposeful leadership as a special case. And here is the framework. We talked about vision. Let's take my example. I couldn't go to the moon, could I? If I said my vision is go to the moon. So the first step is to dream. If let's say that was my vision, then second step is reality check. It's like I have to shoot an arrow way up there. There's a bird and I want to shoot that eye of the bird. And it's we're not going to annoy and anger any vegans here. I'm sort of semi-vegan, not total. So it's going to be a golden bird with a blue eye, right? And I aim that. I want to aim at that. So that's the vision. But that's very specific when I said the eye. I just want to reach that bird, land on the moon. That's the vision. But I'm not, when I do the reality check, I don't think I'm not a retired astronaut, nor a senator, and a retired astronaut, like the guy who left, what was his name, John Glenn, right? But you see, for John Glenn, that was a reality to go in on second shot, couldn't it? Because his reality check showed that. That's when you do it. The lady who talked about globalization, who was that? Right? That's where you look at it. I'm developing a PlayStation, or I'm developing a certain product. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have to worry about what's coming out of China. Only think about Japan. Today, you've got to start thinking of that. That's your reality check. So this step, how many of you heard of SWOT? We use that. I told you I will not use acronyms, but I had to relate to you how that relates here. You know, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Where do you think that fits? Reality check. So this is just a framework, and it forces you to go through all that other stuff, puts it into perspective in such a simple way. It's all part of the first principle. So you have to go through a reality check to find out opportunities or threats. Some people, how many have heard of gap analysis? Entrepreneur, what is the gap? Fill a gap. Something that's missing. So that's entrepreneurs look at that. So who is driven by step 2? Entrepreneurs. Now you're beginning to understand the archetype. Who's driven by step 1? Leaders. All archetypes must really, to be effective navigators, must be familiar and must really apply all 12 steps. But the emphasis of the leader is vision. There will be 2 manuals given out, electronic manual, pretty extensive on this whole concept as part of the drawing. And these are like the links to those PDF files. So you understand, the first phase is to define purpose. You do that, and then you said mission, isn't it? Mission comes after that. Once you know that it's practical, Glenn figured reality. He said, I could swing it in Congress, I know the buddies, I know NASA, I know the guys, I'm qualified, I've done it before, I want another ride. So he made a commitment and he got it, didn't he? Kennedy, put a man on the moon. Dream, vision. Reality, sure, we got NASA, we got billions of dollars, rich country, and the Russians have just put Sputnik. I can mobilize Congress and I can mobilize the country to give me all the money to land a man on the moon. For whatever purpose, I'll do it. I'll put a man on the moon. Did you do it or not? Reality check was positive?
At the time, there was a lot of gaps.
Exactly. But he filled it, didn't he? Brought it down. You've got to bring that dream down to reality. See, reality is my current state. Vision is my, I'm sorry, reality is my current state. Vision is my desired state. And the commitment is to shoot the arrow from here to there. But I haven't shot it, but I made a commitment. So there's a lot of work involved in